to begin, you're going to need a skewer or a chopstick or even a toothpick, to something with a pointy end so that you can actually do design work with it. You're also going to need a little bit of water. I reserved the water from when I first made the salto, so I'm just going to put this off to the side. I also like to use a mat on my table so that I don't get the table all gross. I'm just using a brown paper bag left over from the grocery store, and I just kind of taped it to the edge of my table. Okay, so here I go. Here's my salto. I keep it in a airtight container. You can also keep it in a Ziploc bag or wrap it up in saran wrap, whatever is easier for you. All right, so here I go. The first thing I want to do is check to make sure that my dough is still sticky. Mine still is. If it's not, you can always add a little drop of water or two to make sure that it's nice and sticky. All right, I'm going to take a little bit off, probably enough just to fill the palm of my hand. This is going to be for the head. And I'm going to put it back in my container to make sure it doesn't get dry. I'm also going to take a little bit for the mouth, put it in my container, and maybe just a tiny bit more just for some extra things like eyeballs and things like that. So I will put it in my container, close it back up, set it to the side. All right, now I need to turn this lump of clay into a cylinder. And the way I do that is you start out with a sphere and you just kind of start rolling it in the palms of your hand. You can also roll it on your table like this. And you want a nice cylinder about the size of your hand, maybe a little bit longer. All right, now I'm going to kind of press down the sides so that it kind of forms just a little kind of flat edge here and here. And these are going to be the paws on the front and the back of the animal. Okay, now here I go. I'm going to take the pointy stick and I am going to slice it down the middle, just like this, so that it forms two legs. And I'm just kind of squishing them down just a little bit, like that, rounding them off. And then I can actually go back and add in the claws. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I can actually tuck those back in, just like that. And if you need to, you can always go back and use another stick and add in the little feet like that. Okay, I'm going to turn him around. And I'm going to do almost the same thing on this side, except I'm going to cut a little piece in the middle for his tail. So I'm going to kind of draw the line for you. So 1 cut and 2 cuts like this. And if you have a butter knife at home, you can use that as well. Sometimes that's a little easier for cutting. Like this. All right, then we kind of spread out those legs a little bit, tuck in the toes, and kind of push the tail in like this. And I can actually sculpt the tail by pressing it, pushing it down, pressing it in like this. And if you need to, you can always take a little drop of water and smooth it out, just like that. Just like this. And I'm going to add a little curl to it, just like that. Okay, and now I'm going to go in and add the paws. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Go back and add a third one for this little guy. And then tuck in those toes just a little bit, smooth him out. And now I'm going to take these and I'm going to bend them around, just like this. And I'm making sure I go back, because if you see any kind of cracks happening, just like this, you can actually make sure you squish those in. And I'm going to bring those legs around to the side, just like that. All right, now I'm going to turn him around just like this. And now you have the body, the legs, and the tail, just like that. All right, I'm going to go back to my container and take out the head. Here we go. Now I'm going to roll it into a sphere by rolling it into the palm of my hands. And I can feel my clay's a little bit dry. It's a little warm today. So I'm going to add a little bit of water and kind of roll it together, just like that. All right, you can also squish it in the palms of your hand. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to sculpt the ears. I'm going to go and make the cat again, but if you want to make dog ears, bunny ears, you just need to make them longer. So I'm going to go in and pinch a little tiny bit on this side, and I'm going to pinch a little tiny bit on that side. And you can already start to see that it's forming a face right here. All right, I'm going to press him down a little bit, just like that. I can keep my ears round if I want more of a bear, but again, I'm going to kind of pinch a little bit more because I would like a cat. Just like that. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is add in the face. I'm going to set it to the side and get the features ready. And the features are like the eyes, the mouth, everything like that. So I'm going to go grab another one of my little lumps of clay, and I'm going to make another sphere, just like this. And I'm going to smush it almost like a little pancake while turning it like a wheel in my fingers. And it makes this nice, almost like a cylinder, but a very flat cylinder, just like that. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of water, just a little bit, and I'm going to attach it to the front of my face, just like that. Now, it kind of looks like a pig right now. You could totally turn it into a pig. And again, if you see anything that needs a little bit of smoothing, go ahead and add a little bit of water, just like that. Okay. Get it nice and stuck on there and set it to the side. Next step, I'm going to go in, take out the rest, and I'm going to add in the rest of the detail. I'm going to add a little bit of water to my clay, mix it up, get it nice and sticky because this time these guys really need to stick. All right, so I'm going to add in some eyeballs. I'm going to take a little piece, divide it into two, make sure they're about equal, and I'm going to roll little tiny spheres in my fingers. Now, where they're going to go, I'm going to take a tiny drop of water and set them in place, just like this. And the nice thing about Salto is it really sticks quite nicely. Just like that. I could take the end of my stick, put a little pupil inside, just like that. All right, and now we need the nose. Take a little bit of the clay, make another sphere. You can also roll the sphere like this. Take a little drop of water, and where it's going to go, put a little drop just like that, and it instantly turns it from a pig face into a cat or dog face. Okay, now if you remember the story of the man with the crooked legs, this is the man's head. Now to make the whole body, it's going to help make the mouth of the animal. So I'm going to go down at a straight line, just like this, and I'm going to take and curve those legs around. You get a nice happy smiley face. And curve it around again, just like that. You can sculpt the mouth a little bit. You can even open the mouth by putting your stick inside and pulling down just a little bit. And use your fingers to sculpt it, just like that. Okay, now you can see that my face has gotten a little squished, so I'm going to go back, sculpt a little bit more, pressing down. Maybe I need to add a little bit more detail to the ears, just like that. Okay, and while I'm here, I'm going to add in the whiskers boop, boop, 3 little dots, boop, 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 3 little dots. You can add in some nostrils if you want to, just like that. And you instantly get a very cool little cat face like that. Again, if you start to notice things are starting to dry, just put a little drop of water on there. It should work out just fine. All right, now we're going to attach these two together. Put a little drop of water here, tiny drop of water on the back of the head, and I'm going to set him down, maybe looking up so you guys can see his face, and I'm going to press him down just like that. I like to go in with the edge of a tool and really get him stuck together like this. Okay, and then I'm going to turn him and make sure that in this little area right here that I can dip my stick in the water and really make sure that those areas are stuck together as well. That. Smooth it with your finger, just a little bit like that. And we're just about done. Now you can use this extra to make a bow or a bone or a collar, anything you would like to add to your animal. If you want to save the extra for later, you absolutely can. Now I'm going to add a little tiny bit of detail to his face and give him some whiskers. Now I went outside and I got some grass from my garden, and I'm just going to take the edge of the grass, break it off, and you can use anything. You can use sticks, twigs, anything you want to, and it sticks nicely into the character. Just like that. Nice long whiskers. And there you have it. Here is your sculpted creature. This is the cat. If you wanted to do the bunny, you could just make the ears longer. If you wanted to do a dog, you could even fold down and shorten the tail or make the tail fluffier. If you want to add texture like fur, you totally can, or even dots on the animal. Have fun, and we'll see you next time.